welcome to episode 1584 of Hard Factor. It is Thursday, November 7th, 2024. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. 80-ish% accuracy guaranteed on this podcast. Patreon.com/Hard Factor. If you need more Hard Factor, today we're going to recap the election a little bit, and then we've got some other funny stories to talk about if we need some more time. But we haven't done our election reactions yet. How you guys feeling? We're recording this on Wednesday, November 6th, the first day of President re-elect Donald Trump's start to going back to the Oval Office. How's everybody feeling?
I'm tired of. I gave so many high fives today. My arm's tired.
Oh yeah, Wes. We're more on Wes's celebration.
Wes has been taking a victory lap.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, as discussed on the live stream, I think, and as longtime listeners can probably infer, it's split down the middle. So probably two of us are pretty happy, or good with it,
I'd like
to
note. Right, I'd like to note that this election particularly was split down the middle. We haven't always voted exactly that way, but right now,
no. But the point is, like overall, we're pretty balanced, and even though we're all friends, we have different views. But like people that think we're too far right or too far left can suck a D because two of us are happy today and two of us are
true.
not.
We just did a live test and we passed the fucking test. So shut the fuck up.
So shut the fuck up about it.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Pass the test. Mm-hmm. If that's a test you had for us.
Yeah.
Steve Kuntz in the live chat says Team Beef.
Hey baby, hey, what's up, Steve Kuntz? And just to add to that, people on this podcast voted for different people, but I think the takeaway from this election at large, you might be seeing different things on social media, right? With people that, like, for some reason have turned a political candidate into their favorite sports team, which is a weird thing to do. No one's fired up, man. Like, there's just there
are people who are elated.
There are
not one of them, but
people that are fired up. I just mean that, like, that's the whole thing.
Well, so there was a big enthusiasm gap, I think, in retrospect, right? Like, one side was watching the Rogan interview like literally a billion times between all the platforms. The other side was Googling if Biden had dropped out, several months after he had dropped out in July. It's like there
should have known.
There was an enthusiasm gap between the parties, and it showed up. So it's who's
Joe Biden? Whoa, Joe said that's what you get for kicking me out of the White House, you stupid bitch. What a tweet!
Bitch.
Whoa. Good Lord.
Is it Wes original?
No. I was trolling the X memes today.
He was taking some screenshots
before the show. Yeah,
big time meme.
That's a good one.
Hey Pat, you know what day it is?
What's today?
Trump Day.
Oh hell yeah!
And there's a camel
instead of Hump Day. Oh yeah.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
That's a good one.
That's awesome.
What a creative meme.
That was particularly creative.
That was a really creative meme.
Fired up.
Do you guys want to talk about the actual nuts and bolts of the election, or you want to talk about Wes's victory parade first? I got
go into his texts. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Pat. So Pat had to leave the group chat last night, and it's intern Joey. If you did not know this about our intern Joey, he's a big Trump fan. If you follow him on Instagram, he posts literal pictures of Donald Trump.
I didn't know he was such a big Trump fan until about 2 months ago, and then I was like,
"Are you kidding?"
Oh. Yeah, I know. I had no idea.
Was it the Kamala sucked Willie Brown's dick, and that's how she
yeah,
achieved
that was
everything?
exactly the
that
moment.
didn't set you off?
No, that was the moment I realized.
That's when he figured it out.
That's when I figured it out. when he said Kamala got her way to the top,
a woman had a sexual relationship with a person.
It wasn't the years of disagreeing with Pat and my political takes and text messages and agreeing with yours and Will's. That didn't tip you off?
You think I pay attention to Joey or that text all the time?
No, I will say I've never left the text thread before. Wes has left it.
Did last night.
Wes is
it can devolve into a sports.
I leave
thread.
it for humor. Yeah.
He goes.
Left
it's fun to put him back in. It's fun to put him back in.
So no, Pat, we were obviously going to put you back in, but while you were away, we gave.
Well, let me tell you why I left the text thread.
Because Joey was posting a bunch of bullshit
Let
right
me tell
after
you why I
the
left.
thing was officially called, right?
Like why I left.
He was,
Let me tell you why I left.
I was asleep when you
Why'd you leave, Pat?
So I don't care if I don't care if you like today, like if Karras had won today, it wouldn't be a victory day for me. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be like, fuck yeah, the candidate we wanted was in. Hell yeah. Because Harris, I mean, was not the candidate we wanted, right? And when I say we, I mean anyone.
She didn't win.
Right. In the same way that like a lot of America voted for Trump because he's not Harris. Some people voted for Trump because he's Trump, but whatever.
Yeah.
It emotionally moved me. It really deeply upset me. You know how I feel about Donald Trump. I really think that he's a garbage human. So like,
Sure.
I didn't want to see that. Like
He might say the same because of the whole garbage thing. Remember?
right.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
garbage gate.
So
That's a
I'm scrolling through
compliment,
Instagram and I'm annoyed, and X has fucked me up because Elon Musk has made X so right wing that I've spent the last 2 weeks
Can't
muting things, saying I want to see less
you
of
can't
this.
look at the
Oh, no.
you can't spend any time
Oh,
on the
no,
For You
Pat.
tab.
You're in
Yeah.
No,
to
I
go to
know,
the-
I know.
You
But
have to
then,
go to
but
the
then
following tab.
so yesterday I come across I come across someone has posted just a photo of Donald Trump giving a thumbs up, and I said I don't want to follow this person. I realized it's intern Joe. I unfollowed him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's just literally popping up. Yeah, like it's just
And
like
then
you
and
might
then
be
I
a
thought to
Trump
myself-
campaign ad. He's just gonna post
No,
it
no
on
words,
iTunes.
just a photo. With the thumbs
just Trump. And just
He
and,
does the same thing with like the Packers and the Yankees. He'll just post like a picture
Right.
of Aaron Judge. It's just
and,
with no words.
and to
No
that point,
words
I
necessary.
like intern Joey, and he does a great
Everyone
job
likes
for us.
intern Joey. If intern Joey is listening with his lovely
I
girlfriend,
wish he was
intern
here
Joey,
right now.
We like you, Joey.
I know.
I like him. And he's also a kid. He's
No,
a
he's
kid. He's
not.
young.
No, he's not.
young.
No,
That's-
he's
that's
not.
the other
That's a
misconception.
He's like in his mid-30s.
Yeah.
It's because of his
Little
Twitter
bit younger
behavior.
than
He acts like a kid.
Pat, I thought he was 23 for forever.
He has the texting mannerism of a 19-year-old at college. But
Well, here's why I thought he was a kid, because we both like true crime, right? And we text each other true crimes podcasts. And after I had my children, I said, Joey, I got to tell you, I love you, buddy, but I no longer listen to any true crime where a kid, especially a young boy or girl, is like molested or taken or killed or murdered. Like it changed for me. I can't fuck with it. And he's like, oh, cool. I get that. And then he proceeded to, for the next 3 years, like still send him to me and be like, there's a kid in this one, but it's good. So that's why I thought he was, that's why I thought he was young,
no,
because he means well.
he
anyway,
definitely means well.
so-
He's also a really hard worker.
Is that your nice way of saying you thought he was slow?
No, I just thought he was inexperienced.
Okay, now that
So
now that
when
we-
I unfollowed
now
him, I felt
give the
bad.
Context, yeah.
And I refollowed him back because I said that's
Yeah.
rude. I don't mean to unfollow intern Joey. I refollowed him back, and then I got in the text thread.
Yeah, and then you started seeing. I think he posted like a bunch of. He was posting like
He
Trump.
said
pictures
things are great.
in the
He said,
text thread.
feeling pretty great right now, and I responded
Feeling
back
pretty great right
because
now.
we text each other podcasts. So I responded back, which I know he hasn't listened to. The Michael Wolff podcast with the Epstein tapes, where Epstein is saying that Trump has no scruples and he's a despicable human. I said, enjoy this. I was saying, enjoy this podcast, Joey. Like, you should listen to it to understand the context.
You're like,
And he said,
yeah.
I don't think he got that. He goes, I am enjoying myself. And then he sent an American flag. And I responded with an American flag being used to assault a police officer from January 6th.
yeah.
And then I left the group thread.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, that's it. It's election night. Tensions are high. Joey's feeling great.
My son told me that.
carries over to today, right, or to Wednesday.
Right. So now, Pat, I'm going to catch you up on what you missed. Go ahead, Wes. What did you?
I was saying,
what-
I picked up my son from school today, and he said that the counselor's offices were open all day for anyone who was very upset.
Oh yeah, lines around the block. There was stuff all over social media.
Probably
Professors
more for the
who-
parents. Were the parents in there? Yeah.
canceling class and whatnot. But yeah, so I'm gonna catch you up, Pat. Here we go. First of all, nobody knew, and then Miel, producer Eric's girlfriend, she had also left the chat.
Mm.
So I wake up
Joey
in the
knocked
morning
out two people with one.
within like
foul
10
swoop.
minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. As soon as it was right around, because I was asleep. So it was right around when the results were officially called.
I didn't know
on,
either of them left
network
either,
news.
which definitely
Right,
plays
so
into.
it was
to
like
the
middle of
story
the
we're about
night.
to talk about.
One more piece of context for you. I want to see this because I haven't seen it. If the Commanders had lost the Super Bowl, right, and he wanted to gloat on that, I wouldn't have left the text thread. Just to have like he was treating it like sports. I don't know if he knows how I feel
Which he
about it.
would have. Yeah, he. Yeah. Okay.
It's not
let's
sports
move on
to me.
let's move on to the next.
Yeah,
group
let's
of
move on to
guests.
let's move on because this is what you missed, Pat, and we just want to catch you up. So so after you left, I go, Pat and Biel left the chat, and then it's started off the thing like everybody was like, oh shit, they realized. Then Al replies, Joey's fault, LOL. Which everybody seemed to agree with. And then me and Jackson are arguing about inflation for a while. Intern Jackson, it's inflation versus greed, all that stuff. And then Joey, he starts attacking. He goes, you can't call the other candidate a threat to democracy when you can't even vote for the other one. And then Wes goes, get him, Joey, get him. And then Joey says, I'm getting him. And then Joey he continues. Is that a
she
crazy
sucked Willie
take?
Brown's dick.
Get him, Joey.
How can I vote for him?
And then Al says they both suck. And then producer Eric is like, if COVID doesn't happen, Trump doesn't get reelected. So more arguing about whatever blah blah blah, right left, what happened. And then let's see. We're saying the recent polls were off. And then Jackson, we're talking about how no Trump voters were telling people that they were voting for Trump, because that's another thing. The polls were way off on that, right? So no Trump voters were telling the pollsters they were voting for Trump. And Jackson says, I suppose there's a large amount of fascists in the closet. And then Wes replies to me, he goes, yeah, they don't want to tell anybody they're voting for Trump because of the villainizing. The villainizing.
That's right.
Okay.
Unbelievable.
The villainizing kicked off another fucking great debate.
Yeah, that's where I
and
got
then,
involved.
Wes goes, nobody wanted to be gross. And then I'll tell you what's gross are these polling popular vote numbers, because Trump's probably going to win the popular vote. It looks like
Gross was a good. It was like awesome in that sentence. I'll tell you
Right,
what's
no.
gross.
Yeah, no, people got it. People got it, and they happen to call Michigan right now at that point. And Mark goes, okay, Wes, laughy face, crying emoji.
Yeah,
And
villain,
then,
victim Wes. Yeah.
Mark made it about him.
Oh no, I meant it about you doing a stupid victory lap. You already won. What are you talking about? Is what I meant it about. Calling you an idiot.
Mark thought I was talking to him.
No. I didn't care. I was just riled up by you being a weirdo.
Wes goes, don't cry face emoji me. Mark says, don't villainize you. Because, throwing it back. And then Mark says, no one cares. It isn't 2016. Wes goes, you think that's an incorrect statement? And then Mark goes, there's more MAGA hats than any hat, you weirdo.
You're not victims. You're not villainized.
We don't like to be made to feel bad.
Yeah.
It's in your own head. And then Wes says, don't vote for Hitler was literally the message. And then he emojied you. He gave you the side eye emoji.
Yeah. Or tear.
I'm saying like the election's over. Hopefully it'll calm down. Al says, save it for the show, fellas. And then Mark says, on the right.
I said,
right. Yeah, you say this for Mark. Yeah, you deliver that one.
Okay, I'll just say it. I'm gonna say it. Because he was like the Hitler thing. I said, oh right. And the other side was don't be a trans faggot white guy for Kamala Cock.
There you go. Right. That's
Right.
Hey,
I didn't even see that one, to be honest with you.
Don't make me apologize for my whiteness, okay?
Right.
You Mark goes, you won, bro, and we all know you voted for Trump. We do, and we didn't care or villainize you, but you're being a major Joey. Joe, and then Mark says, you want to rub Democrats' nose in the pee, like training a puppy.
Yeah.
And then Wes says, I made fun of Pat. I'd like to run your nose in pee now. And then Mark says, yeah, well, you are. And then Wes says, okay, I'm sorry. You are right. This is time to unite and get behind our president, no matter who you voted for. And I said, no
Smart
nose
ass.
peas. no Pinos is necessary. Let's get ready for Trump to finally unite us. And then I had to use the cry laughing emoji because that's not how it's going to go. Probably. Mark says I'm dealing with a sad wife and gloatily villainized friends. Good Lord. And then Wes says this is all Pat's fault. The gloating.
Yep.
This is all Pat's fault. The gloating.
Yeah.
And then Mark
By leaving
Al
the
says,
situation, it's my
We
fault.
didn't know. This is where it gets good.
Al says, make sure to screenshot all this and send it to Pat. And one says, I got to go. I have about 3 different Latinos coming over to give estimates on a new patio for my dad's house. He's itching to spend. And
Yeah.
then Mark says,
Say,
wait,
keep the wealth.
Pat left. What the fuck? So I'm getting screwed.
I did
Send it to
I
Pat.
did none of the lead up talking shit. I was like, vote for whoever you want to. I didn't gloat. I didn't antagonize anyone. And I'm getting nailed because of Pat.
Yeah.
Thanks, Pat.
Mark's in the trenches taking grenades. And then Mark says, you're being the douche man. Because Wes said that Mark was trying to straw man him.
Straw man me.
Mark said, you're being a douche man. And Wes says, maybe a little. I'm sorry. I promise it's only aimed at Pat, who isn't here to defend him.
Thanks, buddy.
Mark says, that's fair. I definitely never gave anyone shit for voting for Trump in the lead up, but I don't want to be forced to witness the victory parade. You know what I mean? And Wes says, definitely not aimed at you, just Pat, and a little at Jackson too. And then I said, we got to screenshot this parade for Pat. So there you go, Pat. You're caught up. That's what you
Jackson's
missed
the
while you left
counter
the
to
text
intern
thread.
Jackson's the counter to intern Joey in terms of left and right. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we got a great
Balanced
balance.
even in the interns.
We got
over
a
here.
great balance.
Right, yeah, and their arguments are like pretty equal too. I think, like in terms of insight and the ideas they bring. So I'm sorry about like how well researched the ideas are, but guys, I want to thank. Well, first of all, I want to tell you that this show is brought to you by BetterHelp.
Yes.
Okay. And we've talked about BetterHelp quite a bit on this show, but I want to talk about someone I want to thank, and that's mi madre, who's always been a supportive lady to me, raised me as a Republican in a liberal household, let me be a liberal, and always put my mental health first. My whole life, wasn't afraid to talk about it. And back in the day, it was hard to talk about, but today there's less stigma. Still a little bit, but that's what I'm going to tell you. I use BetterHelp every week. I use it every week, guys.
Therapy.
I want to thank my mom and my therapist, and there's another person we should thank, and that's ourselves. And you can do that by, I don't know, treating yourself to BetterHelp. You need a little bit of therapy, especially. I called my therapist this morning. I said, "Hey, man, how you doing?" And he was like, "These fucking idiots, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm really glad that you're not a conservative because I had no idea." But are you put? And I said, "Are you putting me on?" I said, "Are you putting me on because you have to?" I'm kidding.
But you can
but no.
switch therapists at no cost, Pat.
You can
Right,
do it
if
at no
This
cost.
gets a gold mine.
You can do it at any time. Right.
If you didn't get the right vibes, you could switch therapists.
It'd be
No
putting my
cost.
kids through college, but no, he won't because it's totally reasonably affordable, and you can switch therapists anytime. And I got signed up with him by taking a short survey and then going through a number of different therapists who offer a number of different expertise and areas of focus. And I chose him, and he's awesome, and he's great. And you can do the same thing. Let the gratitude flow with BetterHelp. Get some help. Enjoy talking to a therapist. Feel better. Do better. Visit BetterHelp.com/hardfactor to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp.com/hardfactor. BETTERHELP.com/hardfactor. 10% off your first month.
Yeah. Chris Slates, appreciate it. He says you guys are the best. Tiller, he says would be a real shame if we added Wes's email to Gavin Newsom's 2028 campaign list. Yeah, watch out.
Those political emails are hard to get rid of.
They are.
They are.
They're worse than like porn scams.
Yeah.
Oh, and real quick, live internet comment from Tim Hewitt: lib haircut, beef needs a hat. If you think this is a lib haircut, bro, no, I do. I do need a haircut.
I mean, it looks pretty lib.
Um,
Not enough time to get a haircut reading too many books.
Yeah,
Too many
it's
books.
Insightful.
Yeah.
Educate myself a little too much.
Yeah.
Gavin in DC says that
Thinking about
DC
others
took the day off in mourning, which no shit.
Oh, yeah,
Everybody in
DC
DC
couldn't
is
have been-
very upset.
DC vibes are low.
DC is not happy with the outcome of this one.
Yeah.
You guys want to real quick get into speaking of Trump, he's our president now. The current legal status. What's going to happen now that he's president? Is he going to go to jail? Is he not going to go to jail? What's the deal?
Dude, prison president would be kind of funny. So
Right.
lay it on us. Yeah.
So let's break it down. So Trump's scheduled to appear in New York, in a New York courtroom on the 26th of November to get a sentence for the 34 felony counts, right, of falsifying business records to cover up the hush money payment made during the 2016 campaign to an actress who starred in such films as Stairway to Anal, Pretty Pussy Party, From A to Double D,
Yeah.
Les Go, How I Fucked Your Mother, Your Face or Mine, Tit Tricks, Sack Lunch, Super Tits, Grand Theft Orgy 2, Knocking at the Back Door, Breast Side Story, and the Judd Apatow films The 40-Year-Old Virgin and Knocked Up. I'm talking about Stormy Daniels. But yeah, that's not going to happen. Those are state charges. Those are the charges that everyone's like, well, what's up with those? Because he's been convicted of them. Because the Supreme Court decision to give presidents immunity, right, is being weighed by the judge right now. And if the judge does say, all right, I am going to sentence him, he could face up to 4 years. But Trump's lawyers have already most likely filed appeals to raise constitutional issues, challenging whether a state judge can sentence a president-elect, which is essentially could and will tie it up for years in court. So that case is no longer relevant. Felonies still stand, though. He's the first felon in chief. Now to the federal charges, which are run by the DOJ, which is part of the executive branch, and the president is the president of that. So, first off, the Justice
Those probably
Department
won't go well.
No, they're not going to go well. The Justice Department has a policy of not prosecuting a precedent.
Yeah.
So there's that. Then there's special counsel Jack Smith, who was tasked with bringing the federal charges against Trump. He's out of a job.
Yeah. Trump said that he's going to fire him within the first 2 seconds of day one.
Yeah, Trump
Well,
said,
he
quote,
won't
we got immunity at the Supreme Court. It's so easy.
He
He's
said
going to
within
fire
the
him
first-
Plug the border with them.
within 2
within the first
seconds.
2 seconds.
He'll be one of my first things addressed. Was the
Wow.
I mean, he's going to resign before that. He's going to leave like pretty.
Yeah,
probably
I
soon.
saw a bunch of
So-
sad faces of Jack today online. Like he's like,
Yeah, it's
like,
just every
Yeah.
picture is him putting his bags into his briefcase because he's just or his books and shit. He's
box
like
it up, Jack.
packing up. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's boxing up. He's off. The
He
job.
will not resign before. He might do something similar to what he did when some of the charges were dismissed or potentially going to be dismissed because the Supreme Court gave presidents of the United States a king ability. Jack Smith went and refiled the charges in D.C. and Georgia and not necessarily Florida, but most of the charges, he refiled them to avoid a potential immunity claim from Trump because he was doing it under the auspices of presidential.
That's probably what really pissed
situation.
him off. is The refiling.
What Smith did in that refiling, knowing that this might happen, is exposed a bunch of information that was not publicly known, right? That would have come out in court. So he may do that again. That's his probably last punch, if you will. But the
If he's
Georgia
got a
Rico-
punch, he might as well take it. Yeah.
might as well take it. The Georgia Rico case, right, which alleges that Trump tried to overturn the results of the 2020 election by subverting Georgia, right, fake set of electors, and then calling the Secretary of State and saying, quote, I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have, or I don't know, signing an affidavit saying there's ballot fraud, well, knowing there wasn't. Those 41 counts are no longer relevant. The Florida documents case, where Trump was caught on tape talking to a journalist while showing her classified documents and said, quote, this was done by the military, given to me. I think we can probably declassify it. See, as president, I could have declassified it, but now I can't. But this is classified. Isn't that interesting? Those felony counts gone. The 4 felony counts filed alleging Trump tried to overturn the election by telling the Proud Boys to march peacefully to the Capitol. Those are no longer relevant. Gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now
That he's elected president
long.
again, pretty much all of the charges go away.
Yeah, this sounds like a long-winded way of saying exactly what Icon legend James Brown said, Pat. It's a man's world.
It's a
It's a
man's world.
man's world.
Cavalry showed up,
Mhm.
as Elon said. It's a man's world. No charges.
Cavalry.
No
rode in
charges.
Men get
on
in
their
the cavalry.
shining steeds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do want to make one clarification that I found out today.
The posse came.
A lot of people are out there saying that
Yeah.
Trump is a convicted rapist. Okay, a lot of people are out there saying that, referring to the E. Jean Carroll case, right, where she brought a case in civil court because the statute of limitations had
Is that the
lapsed.
department store one?
Yeah, it was a department store.
The one he said was
so-
too ugly for him to rape.
Right.
Right,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
You had to pay her a
Uh,
lot of money, didn't he?
Yeah, he
did
had to
for
pay her
defamation.
and still owes her $88 million for defamation. But okay,
That
a lot
feels
of people
like
are
something he's going to pardon himself of.
Can't
Yeah.
civil case. Can't pardon yourself. Trump had to pay Remember when he misused charity funds? He had to pay $2 million while he was president for that. He's gonna probably have to pay that. But I want to make this clarification.
watches. He'll sell those in a day.
A lot of people are saying Trump's a convicted rapist. I checked on this. I want to make this really clear. He was not convicted of the rape. Okay, just sexual assault. So not a rapist, just a sexual assaulter.
I think
He's gonna have no problem
cheeky.
coming up with money when he's got this thing out there that people can buy. The
The
Trumpinator bobblehead.
Well,
How
I'm
much
gonna
you
have to
order,
add that
Wes?
to the bobblehead. Yeah.
I ordered one
Wes,
at Pat's house.
Wes, give me
and-
one too.
That's
What's
a good
crazy,
looking
though-
bobblehead.
What's crazy though about how this election went down, like how Trump got elected again, was basically like, so is it the mail-ins? Like, how? Because basically, like 15 million fewer Democrats voted in this election. The same
Yeah.
amount of people voted for Trump, and 15 million fewer Democrats voted overall.
What did they
so,
flip?
We were
So
looking
was
at
it-
popular number. I think that this. So when we were going over this, they still had like some of California and stuff to count. So I think that Trump might get slightly more votes, closer to 80 million, where he was at 74 million. I think he's probably going to slightly eclipse
Right.
74 million. But the Democrats are definitely, like Wilson, going to be about 12 to 15 million off their target. They're going to end up
lower,
around
and
68,
like 2020,
68 to 80.
Joe Biden was at
There's a gap.
81.
There's a gap.
By far, this is a graph of all-time
Millions of
presidential
millions of
popular votes.
gap. Like, so like
Nobody
seems
has
like Democrats didn't
ever
show up.
come close to the 2020 Democrat totals.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever
Right.
come close. And so
Which Joey pointed out was because the vote was stolen when I told him to shut up. for
I
the
think
second
it's the
time.
mail-ins. I
Yeah.
think it's the COVID mail-ins, and just people didn't go out to vote. They just went, but when they could mail in, they mailed in.
It could. I mean, it could be that. I think there was a definite fatigue. Right. You have Trump running again against Harris, who's incumbent for the least popular president. Right. So there's that. She did exactly what Biden did, just less well in each. She didn't get any independents. So it's like where Biden won
None.
by 3
all-
percentage points in a county, she won by 1, and it just
Well,
And she didn't get as
all the
many
states were
Latinos or
close.
black.
Intern Jackson,
Yeah,
who is
Latinos are being
Right.
blamed.
and
Latino
Intern Jackson,
men.
who is our Gen Z, and we've seen it online too, and in town halls, claimed that a lot of the Gen Zers and people that are really into the Free Palestine movement were not happy with how Biden handled things, and so they were probably not going to show up to vote over like Palestine, Israel, and so like there's a lot of things. Probably
Gen X was Trump's strongest supporters, and I'm pretty sure it's because they want to say the word faggot again.
I mean, I said
It
it
was
was the
the-
show today.
It was their.
I would have
favorite
censored it yesterday, Will, but I understand why you just let the full F rip today because
word.
you can.
It-
now.
it- well,
Yeah,
no. It's because Gen
Yeah,
X
yeah, no.
voted it in. Gen X's
That's to this
favorite
show.
word. Gen X.
Don't like how we're trending.
3. I said, I know there was one in text.
Hey Pat,
Gen
shut up.
X-
No, I'm just kidding.
I'm not
you,
going to say it. I was saying to illustrate what's happening.
right.
Gen X's favorite word, and they so happen to be the largest supporting, generation. of
Wes had a
Trump.
good idea. I think which we should follow up on. I think we should get a list of Democrats that voted in 2020 and didn't vote in 2024, and call them
Yeah.
and shame them.
Shame them. Ring the
I
bell.
thought
in
you'd
their
sit
ear.
it out, huh?
Is this registered voter Jason Armstrong? Did you
A
vote
lot of
for
calls, bro.
Joe Biden in 2020?
Is this your
Uh,
tweet complaining about Trump 3
yeah.
months ago?
Did you vote for Kamala Harris? You
That's a
didn't
lot
vote.
of calls.
Oh, why is that?
So- So Gen X increased from 50 to 53% support, but the biggest increase for Trump's support among generations, millennials, he's not popular. Baby boomers, he's not popular. But Gen Z, he went from 36% support in 2020 up to 42% support in 2024. That was Gen Z. Basically, they won Biden the last election. They won Trump this election.
Here, I've got some screenshots too from the Washington Post exit polls. There's one that was crazy to me. Not that one. Where is it? This one. So this is voters by age group, just the swing states. So 18 to 29, Arizona 66% voted Harris. That's a red state. Georgia 59%. That's a red state. But the young people voted for Harris.
Arizona's
Michigan
not a red one.
46%. That's like a 15 to 20% difference than that Trump wins Michigan. North Carolina 50%, Nevada 60%. That's a lot. PA 53%, Wisconsin 49%. So those key swing states that he won, the young people weren't having it. They weren't on the Harris train for whatever reason, or they didn't show up to vote.
Well, Michigan, there's a reason for that, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to think like what
Something happened in Michigan. I forget what it was, but there's a reason why
their
Michigan
dads
doesn't
all got
vote.
arrested for fake kidnapping the governor.
No, I forget what.
I
it
mean,
is.
that was a little bit of a setup.
Right. That was.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
they- by
saying.
the FBI.
That'd make me mad.
He
Yeah.
likes to do that.
Yeah, the Gretchen Whitmire thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a little bit of an FBI setup. Yeah.
Man, America went more right for sure. Less people voted. Harris didn't do a great job, honestly. And
And
Trump
like we
was the
said,
other option.
walls kind of fell off on Walls.
Walls fell through the floor.
Dude,
Yeah,
Walls
the
day
walls-
one.
The
I
walls
texted-
collapsed.
I texted some folks and I said, "This is the first time we've
guy's
had
great.
a Democratic leader that is a great and energetic speaker." That was day one, and then
Walls day one versus Vance day one, and they were slightly off timelines, but Walls day one versus Vance is like week one, night and day. It's like, oh, this is the worst VP pick ever. Vance Walls is the best VP pick ever, and by the end of it, that kind of flipped around.
Yeah, it's crazy. Vance completely
Yeah,
overtook Walls. in
One
terms of
thing,
quality of vice presidential picks.
you said yesterday, which freaked me out, and we were talking about.
I mean,
the
they
stream,
lost. They lost Wisconsin and Michigan. Walls was supposed to win those for them.
There, Mark, you heard reports that people were like surprised that Biden wasn't on the ballot,
yeah.
Yeah. So here's
which
the,
is true. It takes a long time to ramp up to the election. It's
I
like-
mean,
Kind of.
Come
but
on.
They announced. Dude, Biden announced he wasn't running on July. I got the stats here. He announced that he wasn't running on July 21st. So that's that's like, dude. That's 5 months ago. He announces he's not running, and the trend popularity for the search, did Joe Biden drop out, peaked on election night. It started to trickle up like right before the election, and then it peaked on election night, meaning that a lot of people were literally finding out that they had to vote for Kamala Harris.
A lot of people were live doing
Day of
this
the
at the
election.
polls, which they probably shouldn't have been doing with their phone, or the second they were done voting, Googled why wasn't
Excuse
Biden
me.
on the
I wanted to
Dude.
vote for Biden, but there's only a Harris here. And then this traded too. Where to vote for Biden. So people were like so confused that Harris wasn't on their fucking ticket.
dude,
They're like,
We-
where do you go to vote for Joe Biden? I can't. What did,
we can't have this shit both ways. This
trending on
this is so
Google.
insane to me. So you can't have a broken
So dumb.
political system where you have a two-party system, right, between a shit sandwich and a turd. You can't have that and people that can't know within 5 months whether a candidate has changed. You can't be that disengaged and outside of a fucking media bubble.
It's so dumb.
And then yeah, oh my god.
I mean, it's nice of those people to vote because a lot of people didn't, but maybe they need to read a newspaper.
Well, I think
or
it just shows.
watch the
I think
show.
it, like I was saying at the top. I think it shows the enthusiasm gap. I mean, there was nobody. Obviously, nobody was jazzed up for either Biden or Harris because they're on the day of discovering they have to vote for the other one. It's like that shows a lack of interest. That shows a lack of
Yeah.
support, right?
It makes me wonder if, like, because Harris so when we got Biden in 2020, the big argument, the old school argument was he's the Democrat with the most name recognition. That absolutely was a thing, 100%. That's partly why Donald Trump won in 2016. He got so much free media and he was a mega celebrity beforehand. Like to get we got handed this old fucker, and then to get Harris
By
in the way
Jim
that we did,
Clyburn.
she had more name recognition than like Newsom did. Like, but would have Newsom won the race? You know what I mean? Or was it? Did Harris not win because she's a woman? By the way, is that a thing? Like, can you elect a woman in this country?
I think anybody not in this last administration would have
Not
done
yet.
better, but I don't know if they would have overtaken.
No, it was pretty much a statement. Like that was a win. It's over. It was surprisingly quick. And it was
Popular
decided.
vote is a statement.
Yeah, it was a statement.
The popular vote
Um,
was a super statement. I mean, that's the Dems got to go back to the drawing board, basically.
Yeah,
You gotta-
it's a lot. That's a loss. You know, got to handle it. Move on. hopefully it's all good. Mr. Shaggy Nick says that's wild. It has to be some trolling. And I would say yes if it was like on Twitter, but this is someone typing into their own Google search bar. So there's really they're trolling who? Themselves.
Yeah, the Google trends are
Google
pretty much
trends
served
are
up.
untrollable. Yeah.
Yeah. Why would you trend that?
You wouldn't.
You
It's
wouldn't.
actually people
It's a
searching
Russia
for that in Google.
psyop. That's
Just
a deep
for their
Russia
eyes
psyop.
on
It could have just been Russians Googling with American IP address.
Colin live comment wants Pat to talk to Don Jr. Get him back in the show. 2-time Hard Factor guest.
We should get Don Jr.
What
back.
we should do is reclip down the thing where we got him to say he was suing the shit out of Hard Factor and pretend like that's a real story and get that trending on the internet.
Oh yeah, we could use that clip.
Yeah, he'd be fine.
Book him on Tuesday.
Because you're off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Doge is down today for some reason. I wouldn't have thought that. Bitcoin's
Oh,
down.
but the
Stocks
stock
are up.
market
Stocks
hit
are up,
all-time high.
Gold is
I mean,
down.
people are
Gas was up
pumped. Yeah,
40 cents though. That's got to come down soon.
well,
Gas
gold's
was
down
40
because the markets are soaring. So people are the consumer confidence went through the roof once Trump was elected.
Yeah,
So,
the pharmacy heads are not happy. Jack, the DOJ guy is not happy. It's like,
yeah, but business owners are happy. It appears because their stocks went up.
The Dow was up
Asian
500
stocks are up.
points.
The entire stock market went up in America. It was. It looks like the markets were hoping for this, and so there you go. That's probably a lot of the people that switched their votes too. is
Wall
those
Street
people who
bros through the roof.
Yeah, they probably switched. If they were Biden, they probably switched over this time because the market reaction.
The happy
Kinda
hours
says
were
it all.
extra happy.
Yeah.
So do we know that if the R's control the House now as well? I know they have the Senate.
Yeah,
They will.
yeah,
it's
they're
not.
going
It's
to.
not fully
Yeah.
decided, but they
Right.
will.
Not
So
done, but yeah,
they got the
they're
Supreme
going to have
Court.
at least 52
Senate.
Senate seats.
They can
House.
just sail things through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's a filibuster?
I heard Trump's going
Well, you
to
can
take
still
away the filibuster.
with any amount of people. He's
They're
not
just
gonna
gonna,
get rid
yeah,
of
it's like the
filibuster.
tip drill. Like there's going to be.
I heard he's gonna sign an
they're the Globetrotters.
executive order to kill the filibuster.
Why would he's not going to do that? The Republicans better not kill the filibuster. But so
If it gets in his way, well,
for sure, if they'll have at least 52
It's gone.
Senate seats, maybe 53 if Sam Brown could pull out Nevada. I think it looks like Pennsylvania is also really close. Arizona is going to go to Ruben Gallego. The House, yeah, they will have control. They're already at 205. The Dems have 190 right now. It's 218 for a majority, and yeah, I mean they probably have enough to get those last 13 seats.
sorry, immigrants and queers. It's
Day
not-
one.
Yeah. Trans people gone.
Yeah, that Trump ad.
Immigrants.
He's
Gone.
for
So,
you, not
Mr.
they them.
That's not true. Mr. Shaggy Nick brings up a great point. Haven't both sides been saying they want to get rid of the filibuster for years? Yes.
What even
So
is the filibuster?
So
What's
the filibuster, I'll explain.
rules around it?
Filibuster is a delay tactic in the Senate where you can just infinitely talk about something to delay a bill from being voted on. And
Mhm.
yes,
for
that's
how
why
long?
that's for infinite.
Can you do it
time.
for 4
That's
years? Well,
I think so. You can, as long as you can stand.
Yeah.
And so that's why each side has been saying they want to get rid of the
Right.
filibuster, but they realistically probably never will because it's a tool that both sides use when they aren't the majority. So it's a constant threat
Term
to
limit,
get rid of
same
it.
deal.
Yeah, exactly. But it's a mutual benefit to have it. So it's like it's one of those things the parties like will always pretend like they want to get rid of, but they'll always keep, at least historically.
Yeah, that's how the Electoral College came about. Is each state, right, depending on whether it was a Democrat or Republican running. I think it was when James Madison was running. Maybe they were gonna abolish the Electoral College, but then they were like, wait a minute, Madison's from Virginia. We want this whole state to go, and then it just kind of.
I thought it was to help the farmers out there who were not represented enough.
It's supposed to be like the Senate
the
where it like
cities,
evens
yeah.
things out. Yeah.
originally, but man, you should do a deep dive into it. I just did, but I can't retain anything.
besides anger.
But besides, I have the anger. But that's why I'm using BetterHelp.com/Hard Factor.
You guys want to watch a meltdown of libs that I got off of X?
I don't.
Wait, Wes, you
Wes has been
downloaded the
spending all day taking a victory
meltdown
lap.
tape.
All right,
that everyone
guys,
in your
it's
orbit?
time to go to bed.
Oh,
None of us are stressed about the election, right?
I don't know if this one's real.
It's all we all are gonna just go have the best night's sleep of our lives, aren't we?
Oh, the music's so good.
Dog's
Better-
licking her
You're
tears.
no better than Joey West.
I know.
You're terrible.
I know.
Look at these dumb women who don't have abortion rights anymore.
I know, you stupid crying women.
I'm done with you.
Look at this
I'm
queer
done with
person
you
who's
and your
safer
mother
today
and
than
your
he was
sister.
yesterday.
I'm just
Well,
done
I don't know if he's
with
real
all
either.
of this.
better figure it
That
out.
was
Better-
intense. Oh no, mom's convulsing on the couch.
All right,
Look at this dumb woman who got an abortion once and it's changed and saved her life.
I can't believe she's so upset. Yeah.
You got more in there, Wes? I mean, it's
I got a whole other I got plenty. Well, I'll keep
got
it.
hours
Yeah.
worth.
chugging wine.
Yeah, just chugging wine.
Guys, we literally don't even have to panic. We literally don't have to
Yeah.
freak out right now. We
Tiller's
don't
right.
even have to
80%
fucking
accurate,
like, we
100%
don't have to freak
assholes.
out. We don't
I
have to
think we
freak
get
out
it,
because
Wes.
it's not
Shut
even
up,
real.
Tiller.
Wes has been just watching these.
Wes is a
things
villain.
all day.
Wes has gone to villain mode.
Well, he's been villainized. You see?
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. Wes knew he was
right.
voting for Trump for a year, but until he actually did it, all of a sudden things completely shifted in the text thread. It's almost like he had to validate it or something, and he thought he just turned the corner sharp and has
having
been
a good
coming in
time.
hot the past 10 days. Yeah.
Not the 10 days, the best 10
Oh.
hours, maybe.
No, it's been at least a week of this shit.
It's good to be on the winning team, you know.
Yeah.
You said last week that you weren't going to vote for him.
Well, I think a lot of people probably made their mind up pretty
A long time.
late in the
Long time ago.
in the game.
Yeah.
We got just a real quick.
I know I did. I didn't decide to vote for until
But you knew you
like,
weren't going to vote for Harris for a while. Let's put it that
It was
way, right?
between it was between
Yeah.
none of these and Trump.
Yeah.
Real quick, AJ Hawks
You weren't
versus
between the
abortion isn't gone, Pat. Don't buy the line. It is in Florida where they maintained
Yeah,
a
it is in
6-week ban on abortion.
Yeah, they voted
is
down
mostly
they voted down
when-
weed and abortions. In Florida.
Ask a
Nice
woman
Florida.
if she knows she's pregnant within the first 6 weeks. Ask her.
It's hard to do.
Ask
Usually
your mom if she
it's
knew
right
when she was
around-
pregnant.
It's right around the time you find out, so you have about 12 hours to get it done.
So one thing about
Tight window.
Yeah.
Or
One
you
thing
could
that's
drive
really
the 14 hours to get to Georgia. Oh no, you're fucked there. Where's the next one?
Virginia?
one thing that's
Is the
super
ocean
strange-
part of America?
No.
You can just go out into the ocean.
so in Arizona and Nevada.
Knock
This is
way
so
up.
weird.
You want a doc to have a steady hand in the ocean?
Just take a boat out into the ocean.
Yeah, it could work.
No, 6
Check
weeks.
this out.
6 weeks stands in.
It's like a cruise. You can gamble once you're off of out of U.S. waters.
All right, now hold still. It's real choppy today, honey.
No, but regarding abortion, this is interesting that happened in this election. Trump wins
Effectively
Arizona.
Shut up, AJ, you idiot. It's going to be 0 days. You
It's effectively
non-woman
gone.
idiot.
If you find out you're 7
Fucking
weeks
idiot.
pregnant,
Shut
and you're a
up, AJ, you
teenager
idiot.
that lives in
6
Florida.
weeks,
It's effectively gone.
It's gone, dude.
But here's something interesting. Arizona and Nevada both had Trump win. Both of them also had abortion guarantees added to their constitution as referendums.
Florida's
so it's
the only one that went insane with the abortion stuff.
That is the
It's
most
cra-
crazy part about the election. Well, you're right. That is the most crazy
crazy.
part about the election.
That's
is
crazy.
the
Think about
the
that. Two
split
states
ballot
did that.
splitting.
2 states did that where they voted whole way down the ballot split. They voted for abortion and for Trump. 2 states did it. That's
So was there any of
nuts.
that for House members though? I'm curious. Was it
Maybe for
like, that's a
Senate,
referendum?
but like Senate was split too. Like Trump took Arizona, but the Dem senator took
Yeah,
the Senate race
the
in
House
Arizona.
is going to go.
And I think that might be the same in Nevada. It might
last
be
I checked,
Dem
five
Senator Trump.
seats flipped in
Yeah.
the Republicans' House, but 2 flipped in the Democrat side. So like there was some of that.
Yeah, there's stuff changing all around. But what I'm saying is that's crazy. Like, think about that. That's what are the voters saying with picking Trump and access to abortion in the states where it was on the ballot? You got to think like, so people weren't really like, they're not hardcore right or left, but they don't like the current administration and they want to
Florida's
have
the only one
a
that went
right.
hardcore on it. Yeah.
Trump carried Pennsylvania down ballot. He carried North Carolina down ballot, It looks like it trended that way.
AJ's the
What do you
dumbest
think of
person
this?
in our
What do you
live
think
chat.
What do you think? of this?
AJ's by far the dumbest person in the live chat today.
He says
What?
it's almost
Bring
like
abortion
He is an idiot.
Oh no, AJ!
It worked for Nevada.
AJ is a stupid idiot.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work if you need an abortion. You're a teenager in a state that outlaws it, or if in Texas and you travel to a different state, the state will literally cover your
Depends on
legal
your
It
state.
bills.
doesn't
to
work
sue
for the
someone.
woman, AJ, because they don't know they're pregnant until after 6 weeks in very many of the cases. You idiot.
And AJ, I'm not crying. I'm just stating my
think the
opinion,
Deep
which is
South is-
totally reasonable.
90% of Americans think 6 weeks is insane if you're not in Florida.
It's quick.
Yeah,
You usually don't. I mean, you might not know that great early. But. Yeah. So that's it. That's the election recap. That's from a balanced perspective. Okay, you can take that to the bank.
I'll stop
Alright.
being an asshole now.
Is AJ Joey?
I had to get it in.
He's a bad
All right,
it's
Joey.
AJ Hawks. That's
Joey.
literally intern Joey.
All right, AJ,
That's
Joey.
literally intern Joey,
All
guys.
right, Joey.
Is it?
Got it.
Yes. AJ Hawk has to be intern Joey.
I hope so.
So AJ Hawks Burner, I have the Twitter leak, just so you know, so I can run your name against your email address. I'll do that later.
Yeah. That's Joey.
Okay.
Joey,
Well,
thanks.
good.
Cry, Pat, cry would be great.
That's it. That's it. That's the recap. Hopefully, enjoyed it. I know I enjoyed all of this.
Listen,
You
it's
know,
time to
Everything's gonna be
unite.
fi- Everything's gonna be
Time to
fine.
unite. Unlike what Kamala said, don't roll up your sleeves and fight. You know, don't do any
Did
of
you listen
that
to her
stuff.
speech? Her speech was
Yeah.
so united.
She said fight about 8,000 times. And
Well,
she,
Wes was
you know,
distracted with the libs crying. He couldn't multitask. And he
yeah, Wes had too many tabs up at the same time.
Yeah.
He was mainlining Kamala's
Don't
speech.
listen to her. We
All right,
got to
enough
come
of you,
together.
Kamala. Here we go.
We got to come together. Everyone.
That's amazing.
Love you guys.
Yeah.
Love
love
I
it.
love you.
Love you too, AJ. Probably Joey.
Have a great fucking day.